So we're now at the Lockton stand, and pleased to say we've been joined by Mike Lee, who's literally hot-footed from the workshop you've just been running on financial crime. So Mike,
That's right.
Having stood up for the last hour or so, thank you for standing up a little bit longer and talking to us. So,
You're welcome.
So probably a natural place to start. Tell us a little bit about your workshop.
So we were talking about changing motivators in financial crime and the dawn of sort of anonymous crime, really. The fact that organised crime has taken a role, what used to be perhaps just a rogue employee has now turned into maybe organised crime, putting employees into an organisation in positions of trust. And it just shifts the dynamic in terms of how often these things happen and the impact of them when they do happen.
Okay. So were there any, the classic top 3 takeaways? There's some specific good guidance that you would give to people?
Yeah, there was the usual, insurance products are a maze when it comes to where financial crime is covered, and why isn't there a single sort of one-stop solution? So that was one of the takeaways. Hopefully one of the takeaways was that you need to deal with an expert and specialist broker. That was certainly the message we were trying to get across. And I think the main thing was that clients are going to have to get used to a new normal in terms of their exposure to crime, to fraud. I think we feel it in our personal everyday lives, that we have to be aware of the chance of being victim of fraud, and that corporations are increasingly finding the same.
Oh, great, okay. So, just thinking about the conference a little more generally and the AirmicTV audience, obviously you guys are a headline sponsor for AirmicTV, for which I know they thank you for the continued support you get. What do you see as the kind of big themes for the conference this year? A lot of it, ironically, is about future trading, about new horizons and everything else.
Absolutely. I do see quite a few of the workshops were concentrating on electronic platforms, we're concentrating on cyber and electronic exposures. And I think that's a theme for brokers as well. I see a lot of brokers and insurers putting portals together for access from policyholders, that we're not just open from 9 to 5 anymore, and it's not just the usual sort of analog broking model. So for Lockton, I think that we're ready to be at the forefront of that, and we're preparing to be accessible to our clients on the same basis.
Yeah. All of that said, we were chatting before we started the actual interview, and saying that, and I think this is another episode of it, you still should never take away that face-to-face relationship that buyer has, or seller has with buyer, and that adds something to the mix.
It's amazing. What you can achieve by email is very limited. You can have a back-and-forth exchange for months and months on email that would take half an hour face-to-face. And you might trigger upon some serendipity. Someone might mention something that says, oh, and we also do this, that might not have come out in an email exchange. But we're dealing with a generation of clients who've become so ingrained in everything being electronic driven and anonymous trading that I think there's going to be an educative process in sitting down, having them as stakeholders in the conversation with insurers as well, and looking them in the eye, because as the market begins to contract, I think we're going to need that more and more, that differentiation. It's going to be much more difficult to let someone down if you've met them as an insurer, and we talk a lot about relationship. Is that relationship face to face, or is it just through an email exchange?
So a new balance and a new normal, kind of enhance the tools to make the job simpler, but don't lose sight of the people part of it.
That's right, and I think for veterans like me, the idea of going up to Lloyd's and trading face to face is why we entered the insurance market in the first place. And actually, for conferences such as this, in many occasions, this will be the first time that people have actually met face to face with their client.
Yeah, absolutely.
So long may it continue.
Yeah. Oh, Mike, thank you ever so much for talking to us.
You're very welcome.
Taking the time
Thanks
out, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.